Do you feel like giving up? Does life have you down, and does success just feel so impossible right now? Is everything falling apart around you or constantly going wrong? Are you having one of those days or even weeks where you want to scream, cry, or maybe even punch a wall? Maybe you feel like you're always going one challenge or the next and you're worried you can't keep going. Like, when will things get easier? I've been there, screaming, crying, panicking about things going up in flames or wondering if I'm delusional and if I'm just drowning. Days where I feel like I'm drifting, losing my grip and control of things. Do you ever go on what feels like a losing streak? Where life is just bouncing you from one challenge to yet another disappointment? You're beaten, you're down, and you wonder if it's even worth it to get up again. I know things are dark and dreary right now, and you're going through the thick mud of it all. But keep going. You can do it. All you need is to believe you can and just wake up every day and do the best you can. Here are incredibly uplifting, never give up learnings for when you feel like giving up. Hold on tight and fight as hard as you can. When you come to the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. Success seems to be largely a matter of hanging on after others have let go. The longer you hang in there, the greater the chance that something will happen in your favor. No matter how hard it seems, the longer you persist, the more likely your success. In the end, everything will be okay. If it's not okay, it's not yet the end. Sometimes you will think you can't take it another day, but if you hang in there, one step at a time, you will be able to accomplish more than you ever imagine. Don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you are done. Sometimes life is going to hit you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. As I look back on my life, I realize that every time I thought I was being rejected from something good, I was actually being redirected to something better. Remember that not getting what you want is sometimes a wonderful stroke of luck. Never confuse a single defeat with a final defeat. When everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. There will be obstacle, there will be doubters, there will be mistakes, but with hard work, there are no limits. Obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it, go through it, or work around it. If we had no winter, the spring would not be so pleasant. If we did not sometimes taste of adversity, prosperity would not be so welcome. Sometimes adversity is what you need to face in order to become successful. Challenges are what make life interesting, and overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. People are like stained glass windows. They sparkle and shine when the sun is out, but when the darkness sets in, their true beauty is revealed only if there is a light from within. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's the quiet voice at the end of the day whispering, "I will try again tomorrow." Courage is not having the strength to go on. It is going on when you don't have the strength. The only courage that matters is the kind that gets you from one moment to the next. There is no failure except in no longer trying. Defeat is not the worst of failures. Not to have tried is the true failure. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Failure is often that early morning hour of darkness which precedes the dawning of the day of success. What I've learned from running is that the time to push hard is when you're hurting like crazy and you want to give up. Success is often just around the corner. The difference between a successful person and others is not a lack of strength, not a lack of knowledge, but rather a lack of will. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Through perseverance, many people win success out of what seemed destined to be certain failure. Most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when there seemed to be no help at all. If you're going through hell, keep going. The best way out is always through. If you're walking down the right path and you're willing to keep walking, eventually you'll make progress. Keep on going, and the chances are that you will stumble on something, perhaps when you are least expecting it. I never heard of anyone ever stumbling on something sitting down. Every great story on the planet happened when someone decided not to give up, but keep going no matter what. Never give up on what you really want to do. The person with big dreams is more powerful than the one with all the facts. Never give up, for that is just the place and time that the tide will turn. Don't give up before the miracle happens. If you fell down yesterday, stand up today. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Every morning brings new potential, but if you dwell on the misfortunes of the day before, you tend to overlook tremendous opportunities. Every morning starts a new page in your story. No matter how hard the past is, you can always begin again. I love the big fresh starts, the clean slates like birthdays and New Year's, but I also really like the idea that we can get up every morning and start over.